Hello, everybody. It's really great to have you tuning in today as we dive into some major announcements that are shaking things up in the fight against crime across our cities. You know, at the direct request of Governor Bill Lee from Tennessee, who's been right there standing with the team, President Trump signed a presidential memorandum to launch the Memphis Safe Task Force. And let me tell you, this is a game changer because crime has been rampant, not just in Memphis, but in so many urban areas, and we're tackling them one by one, step by step, just like we did in Washington, D.C., where we virtually eliminated crime now, keeping our nation's capital safe and sound, and if needed, we'd federalize it. But honestly, it's in such fantastic shape that we don't have to worry anymore. This new task force is basically a carbon copy of our wildly successful operation in DC with a lot of the same strategies, though the numbers in Memphis are off the charts bad, but we already sent in the FBI about 4 months ago. And they did an incredible job bringing some of those crime stats down, yet now we're ramping it up with a massive force. We also dipped our toes in Chicago on a moderate scale, reducing crime a bit, but soon we'll go all in there too, because I was chatting with this top businessman who's got stakes in cities everywhere. And when I asked him what city should be next after Memphis, he straight up said, "Sir, you've got to save Chicago. You can't let it slip away." And this is a guy everyone knows, super prominent. Then there's this other fellow in Memphis on the board of FedEx, whose hotel is just a block from their HQ. And he told us how he doesn't even want to walk that short distance anymore because it's so dangerous. They shuttle board members in armored vehicles for that tiny trip. And folks, that just isn't right. This shouldn't be happening in the United States of America. Our country deserves better. So this task force will mirror that DC triumph, which has been a huge success, with people in the White House and beyond calling to thank us, saying they're finally going out to dinners and enjoying life like they haven't in years. The operation pulls in the National Guard, FBI, ATF, DAIC, Homeland Security Investigations, U.S. Marshals, and even more, all led by the DOJ through the U.S. Attorney for the Western District of Tennessee, who's about to get very busy. And most crucially, Pam Bondi is heading it up. She's been phenomenal in everything, including our DC efforts where we teamed up with some of the best right here. In DC, we slashed crime to rock bottom levels in just 12 days, and within another 10, it was unbelievable, and we're keeping it that way because it's our capital. This powerhouse team will unleash the full might of federal law enforcement to restore safety and yank those dangerous career criminals off the streets for good. In 2024, Memphis topped the charts with the highest violent and property crime rates, plus the third highest murder rate nationwide. Other than that, yeah, things were peachy, but seriously, a person is 4 times more likely to get murdered there than in Mexico City, which isn't exactly a picnic spot. The city has been plagued by carjackings, robberies, shootings, and outright killings: 449 murders, 429 rapes, 5,616 burglaries, and 12,522 violent assaults in 2024 and early 2025, and it only started improving a tad when we dispatched the FBI to investigate what the heck was going on. Just last month, some vicious thug carjacked an elderly woman at a movie theater, yanked her out, and body slammed her onto the pavement, and she's still fighting to recover, might not make it, so we're drawing the line. No more of this savagery tearing apart our society. We're halting it city by city, fast, because we can't afford to lose places like Chicago or St. Louis, as that high-caliber businessman put it so urgently. "Sir, save Chicago before it's gone," and we're not losing it. We'll go big, maybe hit it next after some smaller spots, but our teams are so sharp, like Gaddy who's crushing it, we don't need much warm up. We're diving in to rescue our great cities, making Chicago great again despite its size, providing all the resources needed. With that, we're committed to making Memphis safe once more, and now let's hear from Governor Bill Lee, who stepped up to share his thoughts, thanking the President for the federal resources pouring into this historic city with its rich legacy. Excited about pushing it forward after 7 years in office where crime has held it back, and he's talked with directors from the U.S. Marshals, FBI, and General Bondi, seeing how this multi-agency push, blending Tennessee Highway Patrol and local police, can spark real change vital for the whole state. The president responded that this would be the governor's proudest moment in 4 or 5 weeks, watching numbers plummet like in D.C., sustained long term, with local forces getting even stronger. And they've already collaborated well, starting small and now going full throttle. Director Patel and his crew have shown, and Pam Bondi elaborated on how under Trump's directive they reclaimed D.C. hand in hand with agencies, naming over 2,000 violent offenders, seizing 200 guns, making it safe, and now partnering with the governor's senators, and all involved to do the same in Memphis, crediting leaders like Secretary Noem, Director Patel, who's already made inroads there, Stephen, Deputy AG Todd Blanche, Gadi Sarala, Terry Cole, Director Driscoll of ATF, Pete Hacks with the National Guard, all seamless, indistinguishable in their unity, and that's the secret to success, ready to purge crime from Memphis streets. Kristi Noem highlighted Memphis's woes with human trafficking, child exploitation, drug rings, deadly gangs, thrilled about the surge with willing locals, the AG, and this team to safeguard kids, transforming families' lives nationwide by unraveling criminal networks, enforcing laws because Trump cares about every city. The president noted the thrill stems from DC's rapid turnaround, removing nearly 1,500 bad actors, earning profound thanks, reversing years of decline under prior admin, making this expansion exhilarating since we know it'll work proportionally elsewhere. Quotes from locals underscore the desperation, like a tax service owner saying it's too dangerous to step out without getting robbed or mugged, unable to shop safely, begging for National Guard boots on the ground fast before total loss, or a crime prevention director recounting 2 gunpoint holdups in minutes, terrified, or a 60-year-old carjacking victim fearing death as the thief gave her 5 seconds to exit or die. Pages of such horrors. Kash Patel praised Trump's foresight in quietly prepping cities via interagency ops like FBI's Operation Summer Heat, bolstered by DOJ prosecutions, setting a permanent safety foundation, not seeking credit but delivering. The president emphasized someone had to step up long ago to save these cities, doing it boldly. Pete Hegseth affirmed the Department of Defense's pride in partnering interagency from borders to LA to DC, with National Guard leading in Tennessee's volunteer spirit, no issues mobilizing, and prepped for more troubled spots like Baltimore where safety's illusory. Senators thanked Director Patel for Operation Viper's 500 arrests, 100 indictments, best August stats in years, now amplifying with full team long-term effort. Grateful for leadership addressing generational plague, prioritizing public safety, nonpartisan, aiming to make Memphis America's safest, crediting local law enforcement too. The president acknowledged FBI's recent reductions, eyeing Chicago next. Gadi praised Trump's empowerment of street-level officers eager for Memphis and beyond. Terry Cole honored leading U.S. Marshals with 22 agencies, briefing 30 locals on the D.C. template, excitement high for the surge. Todd Blanche stressed reclaiming cities block by block from violent destroyers, delivering Memphis back to families for generations, whatever time it takes. Stephen Miller lauded D.C. as history's top anti-crime feat, 30-day massive drop unsolved for 40 years, now scaling to Memphis and more with unmatched team redirecting enforcement from harassing innocents to crushing criminals, gangs, cartels, terrorists, saving lives under Trump's vision. Finally, signing the memo amid praise for the military's community-rooted role, a lifetime honor for guardsmen improving hometowns, all awesome in this united front.